and we are the motherfucking mom. Hey everybody, welcome. We are the
Motherfucking mom.
and today we have a special guest with us, Mr. Algen, and he is the owner of Riventecognac. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Thank you for having a seat with us today at the table. So we're gonna start this, get into it. So who is Algen outside of Rivente?
Outside of Rivente, I think, I'm like a regular person, family, friends, like to have fun. I like.
What do you like to do?
Anything that really kind of get like my adrenaline going. So.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
What's the jump out planes and stuff?
Yeah.
Hell.
Bro, y'all was like getting fake legs broke and neck.
I want to
break
break you for real.
Just might as well jump. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not intrigued by that.
Oh.
It's the difference.
What's the
Fantasy in real life? No.
The highest you jump, they used to take you like 15,000, 16,000 feet.
Wow.
So you went in a plane and it?
Yeah, they take you up in the plane. And
I'm scared of jumping out of this chair, so I ain't gonna work.
They told I do skydiving.
It is endo.
And it's $60 for 2 minutes,
That ain't
bitch.
bad. That's how long it lasts. It'd be like 400 to go up there, and it's like 30 seconds. Like your free fall is like 30 seconds. After that, they drop the parachute.
That's a long ass 30
short.
seconds.
Oh, that's a long ass time.
It's short. That's why they go so often, because you gotta keep going to get that feeling. You know what I mean? And it's so short. You be like, damn, I need to go back. So yeah.
I'm scared of heights.
I'm not scared of heights. I'm scared of falling.
I'm scared of heights.
So
But you like flying low key. It's all about perspective. It's just how you look at it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
had a cocktail.
I'm scared of falling.
I gotta drink up mine.
Oh, you gonna drink before you go?
My drunk
That's
ass
fine.
fine.
You want to throw up on yourself. Oh, shit. Just fall in there. Throw up and come back at you.
I'm talking about on a plane. You can drink. No, I ain't doing no skydiving.
Okay.
Oh, you mean like this?
I
I
thought you
mean
meant-
jumping out, right?
I'm like, no.
No, that don't seem like a good idea.
That's
That's so.
not my forte.
Oh, you mean like sitting on the plane?
Yeah, I'm
Sitting.
sitting.
Oh
I
yeah, I
have
do
a
that.
cocktail.
Oh, I do that for sure.
And close the blinds.
Yeah,
I
right.
was
You
like-
sorry, you want to see the scenery?
I like looking out the window.
You
Now when we first take
Right.
off,
Why?
No, I
we
love
get
that.
in the sky and I see the clouds.
No, I like to take off, but then after we take off, I'm closing it. Cause I'm
Why?
going to sleep.
I know niggas been trying to sit by y'all though, like, bro. Like,
Why?
Don't pick window
bro,
seats.
like,
That's my
weird.
first. I said by the window, you know my first plane.
Well, don't
this
sit
year.
your ass no more window seats. Let people who want to look out the window sit by the window. Cause I be
Yeah.
mad. I be mad when I can't get a window seat. And the bitch,
Right.
and the bitch next to me
Down.
in the corner with her shit closed.
That's gonna be me right there, closed and like
Eat your peanuts, watch a movie, and bitch.
Right.
About face.
get a cookie,
About
go to
face.
sleep like everybody else.
Mhm.
Use this time to catch up on your sleep before you get to your destination.
I want to go to sleep.
No, why not?
When I got to my destination, I almost got deported back home.
Oh.
What? No.
How that happen?
Oh.
Let me tell you. I don't know what address she gave me.
Girl,
We
don't
went to
start
Jamaica.
that shit.
So when I got there, the man was like, "Where you going?" So I'm like, "This address right here." He was like, "That ain't good enough. I need a better address and I need a phone number." So I'm like, "No, I gave him her phone number." He was like, "No, I need a Jamaican number." Bitch, I ain't from here. Who know I'ma give you?
Then she ain't have no service. She tried to text me and call me. Ain't no service over there. I'm
They
like,
had me in the room.
girl, this
That took you in the room. Oh, that shit was getting real.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was.
So I told
She
him,
was
whatever
finna
y'all.
say, she wanna go home.
I had told the bitch reimburse me my motherfucking money. And I go home.
I don't think they reimburse you, bro. I think they
They
just send
ain't
you back.
reimbursed me, but what they did, they flagged my passport. So when I got home, I had like almost get strip searched.
So you can't go back in another room?
Yeah.
But I bet your ass wanna go back over there. So what was the first business you started?
Y'all hard, Y'all hard. I think the first like adult business, it was credit repair.
Really?
Yeah. I started when I was like 17. 17.
That's young.
You talking about
Credit.
adult?
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Credit.
you know,
Early.
repair?
So you still
Yeah.
teach me.
I mean, I could definitely tell you how it worked, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I did it for a while. It was, that was like my first real business.
Why me? So you're not doing it no more?
Nah, I sold it. So I did the credit repair, and then I started doing tax offices, and I ended up getting like 70 tax offices, like
Wow.
kind of like mini franchises under me. So I just sold all that shit. All that shit aggravating. Yeah. I ain't gonna say. But yeah, all that shit aggravating.
He's all
dealing with people.
Yeah, you know, I ain't really like a people person, but you know, I made it work, but that shit is aggravating. It's very aggravating.
Yeah. You say it's like,
Fix it now.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to credit repair, like, yeah,
Take time.
Yeah, like bad credit is almost like a personality. Like, and people don't really kind of understand that. Like, you can fix it. I had people where I was fixing their shit like 2 or 3 times a year, and they were gonna fuck it up. Yeah, they go fix something, go get something, go get a car, like
Max it out.
yeah, fuck that shit up, come back. I'm like, bro, that shit mental. It's not just you know what I'm saying. It's not just hard time. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Then it's a lot. It's a lot of work, but it's something that people need and they underestimate. You know what I'm saying? So I think when I started doing real estate. So I went to school to be an appraiser, and when I was there, I went and did my like few appraisals with the. It's like an apprenticeship, so you got to like shadow somebody. And I did it, and it was a nice little like white lady, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't think this is for you, cause like you find the properties, and when you do the appraisals, like you're measuring them, you're like comparing them to other properties, come up with a value. So like it's a lot of work, but the shit don't really pay." Like that, you know what I'm saying? And she kind of figured like, nah, I think you want to do something like a broker, you know what I'm saying? So I linked up with a broker, and then I figured out like, you can send people to try to get houses. I was talking people out of apartments into houses, but the credit be fucked up. So then it was like, all right, let me go back, and you know what I'm saying? So I learned how to fix credit and did all that shit.
All tied together.
All that shit. So I was like, okay, but
But it's interesting you said about, you know, people not knowing about credit, because one of the things that I felt like is missing in schools is basic adult education. They took out home ec, kids don't know how to change tire. I didn't know how to change a tire. Yeah. My Jeep, when I was 18, still in school, my Jeep was ticking, and I ain't never asked my mom. I'm like, whatever the fuck that noise. And that shit, I was riding, I hate the west side. I was riding down, I think I got off on wherever that kangaroo is at Old Middleburg Road. That's why I broke down that. And couldn't find out my belt popped because I had oil in there. That's a problem.
Right.
Y'all didn't teach me this shit. I just thought you get the car and go.
Gas.
And gas and go.
that's hard. That's hard. And hating the west side probably ain't help you neither though.
Hell no.
You know
I was pissed off. Like, I knew I should have came over this bitch.
That's hard.
But yeah, I don't know about credit, 401ks, how to fill out W-2, like little
Taxes.
stuff. Yeah.
Taxes, definitely taxes.
Right. Definitely.
Just
need to talk.
that basic financial literacy, like people definitely, they be missing that shit.
Why do you have to do an online course?
Cause
It could be
People
pre-recorded.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to like just stay in the back, you know what I'm saying?
Pre-recorded.
I you know,
Sell it.
I've helped people put courses together and all type of shit. Like, I'm for all that shit. I just rather somebody else. Like, actually, you know what I mean? Cause it's
Face of it.
yeah, you just be like just kind of chill. Niggas still gonna call. Like, I still get calls now, so you know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's gonna increase. And I don't mind helping people. I don't wanna sound like I don't mind. Like, I don't mind helping you. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you still gotta have some you time, and family time, and all the rest of that. And so you know, But nah, like people definitely miss out on that shit, dog. And when people try to start businesses, they kind of like the preconception they have is they're like, oh shit, you know, these white people over here, they get it and they get it easy. And I mean, they do get a lot, you know, the process to it is a lot faster. But if you have like your credit straight, you can get access to 50, 100 bands or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Easy, but you know, like you talk to like a lot of dope niggas and they got the cash and they're like, bro, I don't use credit. You know what I'm saying? So when I was doing it, you know, I had a heavy clientele from that shit and it's just be like, bro, you can have the cash, but like they not finna loan you shit because you got 50. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, you can have that shit, but they don't give a fuck. They like in the business of giving out tons of money that, you know, that shit's not gonna press them. You really gotta have like a 750 and you can have zero in the bank and like they will really fuck with you for real.
Yeah.
You can do what you need to do. You get a credit limit with 100 bands on the card. You know what I'm saying? And you're good. I mean, you can pretty much do what you need to do like that. You know what I'm saying? And you don't necessarily need to go to the bank for a loan. Credit cards are, if you're talking entrepreneurial shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not telling you to run up debt, but if you're talking like entrepreneurial shit and you're trying to figure out, yeah, you know, how to finance it. Right. You in there.
Hey,
Got
later.
750 times.
Okay.
Okay, we ain't even worry about it. So when you decided to, you know, you did your credit, you was in the brokerage and stuff like that. What made you decide to do
Rivente? So I'm basically like I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I have like several businesses, and I kind of go where I think there's like a problem, and I can kind of come up with like a solution that might work. So for Rivente, the problem was twofold. I was really trying to figure out how do you put money back into like not necessarily just money back into the black community, but how do you make an impact? You know what I'm saying? So what I did was I started a nonprofit, and it's the Black Dollar Foundation. But then it was like, all right, how do you fund the nonprofit to where it's self-sustaining? So like I could put money into it, but you know what I'm saying? I could also be broke putting money into it. So that was half of the problem. The other half of the problem was like, you know, you used to drink like brown and white if you drink. You know what I'm saying? So right, you know what I'm saying?
White.
When you go over to like when you go to like the clubs, like you go pretty much anywhere, they, you know, the selection usually be kind of skimp on the bar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You do.
It's just Hennessy, Remy.
right.
They barely had Hennessy though, really.
Yeah.
And the shit, like, when I started traveling and like getting out and all that good shit, I found out they had like good ass cognac, but they don't really market that shit towards us. Like, you know what I'm saying? They give us kind of like the bottom of the barrel type shit, you know what I'm saying? Parmesan, all that bullshit. So I was like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. So I'm like, damn, I can probably come up with a better tasting cognac, you know what I mean? Something that I would enjoy drinking, because you get the VIP, they give you the bottles, and then you don't really want to drink that shit. Like, you really got to pour a lot of Coke to enjoy how you drink it. And I figured out the reason they don't market that to us because it wasn't really like meant for us. Even though African Americans are like the highest consumer of cognac, it's not meant for the way we drink it. So if you go up north or you go like out the country and you ask for like cognac in a, say, cranberry or Coke or some shit, they be looking at you crazy because you're not supposed to mix it. You're not supposed to like enjoy it the way we enjoy it. Yeah, it's not meant for that shit. It's not. Cognac is a drink that you drink in the wintertime. We in Florida, so our wintertime skimp as fuck, so that really don't apply to us. And you drink it in the wintertime, and it's one of those like sip drinks. But we drink, and we take shots and all the rest of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm turned up on the hen. That hen dog.
So what I did was I had to come up with a blend that kind of fit the way that I felt like our generation actually consumes the cognac. And I basically was taking the money from that and I funded the nonprofit. And so you know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people had the misconception I was trying to like get on, like I'm good. So this shit was really for me to kind of keep the nonprofit going and to actually keep that shit funded. And, you know, it was like a low key way to do it. Because if you go to the government, you see a lot of those programs have a lot of limitations. If you go to the church, they also have a lot of limitations, and I ain't really want those limitations. So if it's self-funded, like, you can't really tell me how I'm gonna make this go. I'm gonna make it go, like, you know. So that's what that shit was about. That's how it came about.
How did you come up with the name?
I made it up. So
I
you know what I'm saying? I made it up. I had fun making it up. I made it up and I made up the name. I meant the definition for it, which is your way. You know what I'm saying? So it's your way. Like, you can drink it how you want to. You can do things the way that you want to. Right. Like, you know, there's no one way to get to shit. You live life like your way. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was about. It was just kind of like coming up with it on that end. Like, everybody got their own like traditions. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you know, pregame. Some people like turn up in the car on the way there. Like, whatever your shit. Not advocating for drinking and driving, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta drink, then drive.
Right. You're driving and drink.
No,
so then you
don't drink, then drive.
Shit.
Sipping.
Either way,
I drank and drive.
I ain't advocating for the drinking and driving. What I'm saying is your tradition. Like, I want you to celebrate your tradition
You said
legally.
drinking my way.
Legally.
My way is in the car.
Right.
On the way down. Okay.
The legal safe way is what I'm advocating. I'm out the other part of the conversation, but yeah.
So what's the difference in the two bottles?
So this is actually the new bottle,
Okay.
and that's why I ended up just bringing this. But we sold out of this one. We sold out of those bottles.
I believe it's cute.
Yeah,
It's really cute.
I like this one too.
Yeah.
You can put exclusive.
Yeah, that's what it's like. Yeah, it's a process. Yeah, it's a process. It's trying to convince them what you're looking for and
Oh yeah, I really
you know,
like this bottle. I like how you got definitions.
So you had to go over there and.
talk to them, kind of put all that shit together. Yeah, it's a process. Yeah, it's definitely.
How long were you working on it?
Before I had like my first bottle, I'm gonna say maybe like 7 months, 6, 7 months. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't take years.
Did you take a lot of phone calls, or you had to be face to face a lot?
It was a little bit of both. I kind of hired an advisor to, you speak French and you do all that shit
okay.
too. So it's kind of like you gotta have like a go between. He like a wine connoisseur, so he knew which grapes. I told him the blend that I was going for, so he was able to help me translate that to them and make sure we was on the same page to kind of get what we needed. Yeah.
You got drunk with a lot of tasting.
Yeah, bro, like you know what I'm saying? Like you go to the conventions and that's all you do. Like you pass out drinks and you take so many of them shit, you be fucked up. I was asking them how they walk around and do that shit. Like, bro, wow.
Sweet.
Yeah, they say they spit it out like the professionals. They spit some of it, you do.
It's
You
a
spit
spit
some
cup.
of
That's what
it
it
out.
out, yeah.
But most people just be drinking that shit, bro.
You put the swirl,
I ain't
get the little
swishing
air,
I ain't swishing.
spit it out.
Next.
Speaking of good liquor, we're gonna play a game.
Who? You. The brown side.
Yeah,
We're gonna play a nice classic game of tic-tac-toe
Tic-tac-toe.
using the very own Rivente.
Okay. So how does it work?
yeah.
Like the real game work.
So like the loser have to drink? Or what? How?
Yeah. Lou's got the drink.
Oh, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, girl.
Go ahead.
I didn't come here to get drunk.
You might not.
Right, you gotta play the
Yeah, I
man.
ain't gonna get drunk either.
Pour it up.
Oh.
Yo.
Oh, we gotta pour it while we play it?
Yes.
Oh, bitch.
Somebody's
Okay.
scared. Somebody's scared.
Oh, Lord.
Baby, he ain't scared.
Right.
Go on there. Oh,
Oh,
he know he finna get his foot in the road. He know he finna get his foot in the road.
Yeah, half shot, man. I'm trying to get fucked up, man.
Oh, half shot.
It smell good though.
It
I
do.
appreciate it.
I ain't
And I'm not no kind. I don't drink nothing brown.
No.
No, Grand Marnier. I don't know if that really count, but
Grandma ain't good.
it really is. But Patron is. Hey, can you come up with a tequila?
Tequila. That's your thing?
That's
Patron
her,
is my
her holy water.
Patron and Bel Air
She drink
Rosé.
it out the bottle.
Straight.
She
And
had it in a seatbelt.
What town you from, bro?
I'm not from here at all.
Oh, where you from?
St. Louis. I've been here since '97.
Where you from?
Child.
Hey, look, yeah. About 5, 10 years, bro. You stamped on that shit, bro.
That too. Let's
Game
go.
on. Game on. Who going first?
I'll go.
I guess go home. You scared? You gonna go?
Scared to go to church. I'm scared for you. I am
Yeah,
scared.
it's like a real life too.
Right. I'm shaking.
I don't think nobody won.
Look like.
I was dead loud.
Nobody won.
Well,
Alright, what's the next question?
I want to taste it. I ain't
Right,
gonna
so-
taste it.
That was fun.
what's it?
I didn't have to get drunk.
Trying to get fucked up right here.
Oh, that's good.
Appreciate it.
No, that really is because normally I be like, making faces and shit.
That was hot.
It was hot. But it didn't make me like, make
Yeah,
faces.
but yeah.
Sometimes shit just be too strong. It was smooth.
Yeah, it
It
was.
was smooth.
I want to more because
I feel it right here, right now.
yeah,
Hot
going down here.
Yeah. That get you out of there, bro. Like, you be out of there. But the good
I
thing,
can do that.
you don't really have hangovers.
Oh.
Like, you don't have that. You won't be no hangovers, bro.
So what does
Shit
brown
like FDA approved.
outside of Rivente before you was drinking that? When you was drinking him and Paul and stuff like that, what?
No pause.
You
I'm
know,
about to say, why'd you assume?
Right,
no,
right.
because he brought it up earlier. You brought it up earlier.
Cause you know when you be like 17, 16, you be drinking this shit like that's what you get your hands on. No pause.
So what do brown do for you? Because some people say,
Oh shit, I'd be good. You know what I'm saying? It would just be a nice chill. I'm gonna turn up real quick. You know what I'm saying?
brown don't turn me.
Right. I'm
What
gonna
it do?
sit down.
Yeah, brown make me be like, I'm ready to go.
Oh yeah, I
Tired.
can't. Nah, that be my energy, bro.
Tequila, I'm like, hey.
I think y'all be in Mexico, huh? Yeah.
Line me, please.
Mexico wish they was here if they knew how I act on their patrol.
Good time.
What brown do for you? What's the
They
difference
want
between?
like,
See?
Yeah. You angry?
it just depends, like, once I start drinking, then you feel like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Fuck you looking at it.
You look like you be like that anyway, though.
I do.
Okay.
So then it be even more,
Okay.
like, bitch, what she looking at?
Well, you a brown connoisseur, taste it and tell us what you think.
Oh no, I'm a Christian now.
We know that you had a drug problem last
Oh,
week.
damn.
Oh, I ain't got no drug problem.
With a drug problem.
Nah, I don't know who you working for.
The last,
You working for the feds.
the last
They ain't
episode,
got no drug
we know
problem.
from the last episode you got another drug problem, so you can go on there. What the-
That man already said we can't move bitch without working for the feds. That's what it sounds like to me.
Go on and, no, for
You
real.
the brown one.
Yeah, because you the
Just
brown.
one little sip.
Just one. We don't want the liquor to go to waste.
Right.
That's one.
You gotta pour it back in the cup in the bottle. That's gonna work.
That's one.
And his best interest.
Oh, Lord. Child,
I thought that was like the Catholic move.
Yeah, cause
she was like,
You right. So much you Christian.
can you call him and ask him where I can pick this up from?
I want to know right now, where can they purchase this?
Oh,
I
dang.
ain't have to.
Oh, dang. You don't want to know for yourself.
Where can I purchase this? Cause I ain't have to be like, bitch, I ain't got no chaser. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That shit real smooth.
Yeah.
Glad you enjoyed it.
You ain't answer the question though.
Yeah.
Golden Knox and the Dak Shack. Golden Knox and the Dak Shack.
What was the first one? Because I ain't going to that shit.
You go to Dak Shack and be fucked up, bro?
Nah.
Oh.
They sell the actual bottle.
Yeah, they sell the bottles and then Golden
Oh,
Knox.
I-
All the Golden
bottles.
Knox. It's like 12 Golden Knoxes.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, what is
Because it usually just say liquors on it. Like, you know, you pull up and they say liquor.
Nah, how does...
But,
somebody like the one by Walmart?
like this
Oh.
one store. There's like 12 on them, so they all over the city.
Which one's on the north side?
Right.
On the north side. We got one on Dunn and one out there by, I think is that.
Done in the plaza by Subway?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's my
okay.
story.
Okay.
That's more closer to home.
Okay. It took me a whole week to refocus, so I just don't know.
That was crack, so it's not the same.
Listen. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know who does crack,
Because it's whack.
Definitely
but it's definitely not me.
That's not the face of crack. It's not.
It's not the body of crack either. 'Cause I don't even look like a crack.
They come in many sizes.
I don't know.
See, though. I ain't.
I
I've
don't
definitely seen
think-
big ass crackheads.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, baby, I ain't never seen one.
I've seen some big ass crackheads.
Oh, they wasting my time then.
Yeah.
They be big at first and then they lose weight.
No,
That's
that
the
hoe
only
ain't
way
never
I
lost weight.
Oh, she wasted her time then.
Yeah.
Or they cutting
That's
her
the
face
purpose
with
of crack.
I'm
But
telling you.
one of them.
Or she
Let me
ain't
stop
smoking,
that.
or she ain't smoking real crack. They cut her shit with other shit.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know about none of that.
Well, I just tell us about piloting then. What made you want to do that? Are you obsessed with airplanes since you like to jump out?
Low key, I think I have kind of like developed some type of obsession with like playing, but I really got it for like the adventure. So so like I do both. Like I own the jet ski rental joint and all that. So
God damn. Oh,
No, because
everything.
we was trying to use him for the boat party. Never mind, we'll talk about that later.
Okay, what you talking about?
we We was out there on the first one. We missed the second one. Police came by the time we got ready.
We was at both of them.
You know
First
We was at both of them.
I was at both of them. I was at the second. I
The first one
was
was
at
lit
the
though. The
first.
first one was lit.
That's when she got police on me.
Right. That's exactly what happened.
The first one I got police?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the second one because we rented the boat.
Right. It was me and you.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Y'all drove the boat?
Yes, I crashed, but it wasn't my fault.
See?
It really wasn't her
You
fault.
didn't tell me that.
It really wasn't her fault though. It was somebody else's fault. That
I was driving okay, and he told me to turn when I shouldn't have turned,
Mhm.
so I hit somebody else's boat.
I see.
It was like
You left a note?
No,
No.
I didn't hit and run.
Right.
Damn.
No
Sorry.
face, no case.
Sheesh.
But yeah,
Shit.
Okay.
back to you, your love of airplanes.
Yeah, so like I got a boat so I can kind of like just go places because a lot of dope places on the water, but it take a little while to get on the boat. So like if you left from Jacksonville to say St. Augustine on the boat, it take like 3 hours. You know you drive, it should take like 30 minutes, but if you fly, it take like 10, 15 minutes. So you know what I'm saying? It's just like cut down my time to get to
I like
places.
what you
It's just
think.
kind of, you know what I mean? Like getting a little bit faster and then, you know, get to. I guess like these little adventures fast. When you wake up, go somewhere. Plus, I'm always like missing planes and shit. Like missing my, you know what I mean? Like I'm bad with time, so you're a little bit more on your own time. You know, if you got your license and your own plane, you kind of just wake up and be like, all right, we're finna go
That's
and
cool.
do it that route. So it's like freedom. You know what I mean? It's like another vehicle of freedom.
Hell yeah. That's some cool shit.
Don't you get no motherfucking idea with you.
Right.
I ain't getting on no plane.
A bitch,
I ain't get no plane.
I ain't playing with me.
Not that you try.
I can't bear to do shit. I wouldn't fly no plane though because I'm scared of heights. I love to ride planes, but driving them would probably,
get over
my
it.
anxiety would probably be
You
like,
get over
right.
it. Like you keep going. I was terrified of that shit. I was like, bruh, because I went on like a discovery flight, which is basically where they take you up just to see if you would like it. And at first I was like, okay, this shit cool. And they pull the throttle all the way back. So like the engine not really making the sound. You can't hear shit. And it's like you floating, and that bitch start like sinking. And he did it towards the what's that bridge in Arlington? Like the Arlington Matthews Bridge.
Yeah.
And he was like aiming towards that bitch. I'm like, bruh, like,
Oh.
yeah. So I ain't go back for like a month after that shit. Hell no. Yeah.
Don't play.
Yeah, that shit got real. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it scared me enough that I had to do it. So,
That's cool. That's cool as shit.
Scary ass bitch. I ain't doing it.
Yeah, I'm saying it's cool for him.
Right.
but you gotta think like,
Right.
People don't go, you don't hear the average person
That's
saying,
true.
I want to go get my pilot license for any reason.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
That's what's,
Yeah.
you know,
It's-
dope.
you can get to the Bahamas in like 2 hours.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So you
we
can-
all have passports.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you can make that shit way faster than, you know, some of the other alternatives. You get to Miami in like an hour.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a long ass drive. I hate that.
That's
I
not
hate
a long
that
drive.
drive. That shit like 5 man. I get tickets every time I go down to like, yeah.
So
I
you,
gotta drive.
you building a plane from
Yeah. So it's
you seen your parts roll
right.
in.
okay. Yeah. It's a kit build. So what happens is you can either buy a plane like ready to go and it's certified, but usually when they do it that way, it's it takes like 10 years for the plane to get certified.
Oh,
not that individual plane, but a model of that plane.
Okay.
So a lot of the planes right now that you can buy, they're like from the 50s and the 60s.
Oh,
And you know, you might spend like 70 or 80 on them bitches. And then you can buy a brand new plane, and it's only a few, like maybe 2 or 3 brand new models of planes that came out, and they all like 700, 800. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the kit though. The kit is like the sweet spot because you can get the kit, and the factory help you build it. Like they really doing the work for the most part. So you know, you got somebody kind of just telling you screw this in, you know. So.
wow.
And it's a lot more affordable. Plus, you get like a brand new plane, and this one got like a parachute on it and all that shit. So
You should vlog that.
I think I am, because I follow a lot of pilots group, and like the black pilots, you know, they don't be on that shit. I don't think most people gonna be on that shit.
Yeah.
But you know, you see the end result. I'm
I
playing be
would.
raw as fuck. Like, you like, damn,
I
bro, you know what I'm saying?
would.
And you get to go through the experience and
I'm
learn.
right. I'm interested.
So it's pretty dope. So I'm excited about that shit. And it's in Cali, so you like shit. Yeah, the views just be nice as fuck. Like where the place at. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
What part?
it's in Torrance, so it's like 10 minutes from LA, I think, something like that. Yeah, I went down there. That was the first time I went. I've been in Cali, like a couple months ago. That shit was right.
I love Kelly.
Well, let me know when we're going to the Bahamas so I can make sure.
Bag, passport.
I can't even take the bag. Shit, we going
Carry
to
on.
the same day for 2 hours.
We
going to come
actually
back.
we doing a trip with the jet skis.
We?
So yeah, like everybody doing the trip with the jet skis. It's we taking the boat.
What day?
We're gonna ride down to Miami and everybody taking the jet skis and boats and go to the Bahamas.
Okay,
Like do
yeah.
like a crossing.
It's already filled up.
I think we might have a couple jet skis left.
What day is this?
Yeah, what is this?
Oh, it's probably gonna be something in like June. You wanna go
Oh,
in
I
this?
have my life
On
about
this,
it.
yeah.
You must be hear what I said. I have my life about it.
Go to Bahamas, turn over real quick.
Real quick. I catch y'all boys later.
Yeah.
I want to see some dolphins on the jet skis.
Yeah, you can see them
You
right
said
there.
downtown.
No, I know I can. I'm talking about like I done seen them in Miami jumping, but people don't believe me. I done seen them at the land. They're like, ain't no.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah, yeah.
I said it's river dolphins for real.
Yeah,
They're
we
not
do-
river
we
dolphins.
do
Yeah.
dolphin
Every
tours.
time I go.
We do dolphin tours. Like we got a lot of tourist business, so we take people out and go show them the dolphins first thing in the morning, and go stop at the little island, let them chill, give them lunch and all that shit.
Let the people know about that.
Oh yeah, Jaxjetskirentals.
I'll be there.
You know, we be on it. We definitely be on it.
I couldn't go on radio.
I can.
Girl,
I know when to cut it on and off.
I don't know. You don't know when to cuss no cuss words on and off. You can't cuss on the radio.
Shit. Yes, I do. I act just like I'm on the white people job.
What you say?
Thank you for calling. Good morning.
They be like, what's your favorite thing to do? Shit, I don't know. Already.
Drink. Sleep.
Girl, I'm talking. So they had a woman's day at our church.
Okay.
And they said, if you with your best friend, come up here. I ain't gonna get into details. But I said, I don't think I should go up there. She ain't saying shit. But I want to go up there. I really want to volunteer. But I'm like, I don't think I should go up there. Them questions they asked, oh bitch, I would be kicked out of church.
We already knew that our answers were not going to be appropriate for church. So there was no reason to volunteer.
Man, the first question I said, yep, I'm glad I ain't go up there.
What kind of question is
Right, what was the question?
Simple ass question that you think somebody with some sense to answer.
Something you can't live without.
Oh, see, my answer already out.
My answer would have been something like this. Right.
And that's what I was
Yeah, so I can't say that in church.
What else you said? She... Every question we looked at each other like, yo.
That was like, what kind of music you listen to?
Wake up.
Rap.
Trap,
Yeah. Young boy and
twerk, bounce that, twerk that.
city girls.
Bitch, I wouldn't say that.
Wow.
I would.
Okay, I'm sorry, I drove it off topic. That shit good, man.
You gonna make all of them.
Of course.
Man, ain't gonna let it go to waste.
Yeah, there we go.
Especially because I don't like brown. Anyway, I think this is a fucking,
That's true.
I mean, something like, okay, businesses.
Okay.
People support popularity, not quality.
Mhm.
And I find it a lot with this city. People try to say, oh, it ain't just a city, but it might not just be this city, but we live here and it's a problem that I see. A lot of the popular people are supported and they might not have the best product or whatever they're selling or whatever they're doing. And, you know, it's somebody who might not necessarily be known social media wise, who people not supporting just because, oh, you don't be on social media like that, you don't be on the scene like that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can see, I can see that. I can see people trying to be cool to support, you know, people, but I guess that's to the cool people's benefit because they got like a following, so you know what I'm saying, they did something in that regards that was, you know, positive. I don't know about their product or services, but
Yeah.
they got something, right? So, I mean, that's a positive, and the person who don't quite have it together yet, you know, you gotta go a little harder. Like, I think one of the problems with black people doing businesses is they need too much recognition. Like,
Yeah.
you ain't gotta be known, bro. If you running a business, dog, you can eat and just
Yeah.
nobody knows you doing it, and you good to go. Like you can really eat versus trying to win like a popularity contest. Those different. You can have likes, but that shit don't equate to no money. You know what I'm saying? You can just get the money and nobody's gonna give you likes, and that's cool. Like I'm cool with that. So you know what I'm saying? Like
What you
I
think?
just want
See, now I'm gonna be mad if I go out and I kind of, say, well, do I have a Rivente? And it's like, no, I'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Up y'all business.
I'm gonna have it. And I'm gonna.
But,
How did y'all get started?
oh, flipping the script.
I was just curious.
I don't got no answer for that.
I do. I'm a natural born hustler.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm an entrepreneur. It's so many things I want to do. And my mind always on 100. I don't know where to start. So the easiest thing for me is I'm always shit talking with my friends.
That's true.
Why not shit talk for people to see? Because sometimes people feel the same, but they don't say it. Or it's entertaining to watch other people shit talk. So that's how it kind of started with shit talking. And I was like, why not reach out to people who, like, not even necessarily my city, but it's people doing shit that people don't know of. Or they know of them as this, but they don't know it's another person outside that. Like you, for example, people know you from Rivente, but people who don't personally know you don't know you. They don't know that it's more to you, that you started, like you've been doing business for real, that you're a pilot. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that'll make people interested in a lot. Again, it goes back to the popularity thing.
See, that shit by design, cause I ain't really like, what you call it, friendly, like, cool. Like, I'm bad at that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm real bad at that shit, so, yeah, I be trying to stay out the way, cause
Yes.
people ain't really like genuine, ain't a lot of like, just, you know what I'm saying, just good people, so you run into a lot of extra shit, that shit. You know, like, black people owning businesses is very recent, and so there's a severe lack of training for, like, not just customer service, but
being a people person.
I mean, and just running a business, you know what I'm saying? Like running the operation and having systems in place and making sure that your customer is happy and like really providing value, because most people start a business for themselves, like to make money. Like your motivation to do it is so I'm not broke anymore, or so I'm popular or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So the motivation off. So like, of course, when you receive the product, you know, your experience gonna be off, because the shit not gonna match, because that's not what it was. That's not what they did it for. They did it for themselves. But when you got people who really have like a good product and they, you know, they might just have some bad customer service, or they're not quite sure yet how to provide customer service, I feel like that's when you kind of like, all right, you gotta tell them, but you know what I'm saying, give them a chance. But I do hear a lot specifically about boutiques that, you know, people be tripping. Like my girl be cussing that shit out on a regular basis. Be like, these bitches don't never. I'm like, you gotta give them, just let them know. You gotta let somebody know that they fucking up.
I don't think they know how to take the struggle.
Nah, people don't. Nah, they definitely don't.
That's not my work. Everything.
Yeah. Nah, people should definitely try. I think people in Jacksonville should definitely. I mean, from anywhere, but if you grew up here, like, it's easy to get stuck in you know what I'm saying?
It's easy to say Atlanta and Orlando or Miami is comfort level for traveling.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just as easy to hop to like Canada, man. That shit like a 4 5 hour flight, or Mexico, like that shit's another like 6 hour flight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's easy to make them quick hops as well and just kind of go check that out. And when you see that shit, like a lot of cultures don't like you go to Greece, that shit different as fuck, bro. Like they at 12 o'clock, where that shit lunchtime, like that's nap time. Like they don't open back up to like 4. You know what I'm saying?
I love daytime naps.
I want to go to Greece, but the only cheap part of Greece is
Nah, you go to Greece, you need to go to Rhodes, bro.
Really?
So, yeah, that shit's so raw. That shit is
I wanted to go to I don't want to say it wrong.
Santorini or something.
Mokinos.
Oh, Mokino, okay.
That's why I wanted to go, but the cheapest place was like it might be St. Lucia, I think. I might be saying it wrong. It might not be St. Lucia. It might be. It's St. something.
Yeah.
I know it's an island.
Right.
Sorry. It's St. something. And that was the cheapest one you can go to. And I was like, I don't want to go there, so I'm not gonna just spend just to say I went. I'm not doing that.
Rose, man.
So okay.
Rose, that shit raw. We went for 10 days, and like the ATVs are like cars, so you can just rent an ATV. So we had that bitch for about 4 or 5 days. Took it up in the mountains, and like you eat the food that they make in the mountains, bro. Like the restaurant basically has no power, so they just use like stone ovens and grills, and bro, that shit was so good. And it's 2 parts of the island. One part is like a stuffy, like old part, and the other part is a party part. And I'm trying to think of something to put you in the mind of it, but it's like 20 clubs on one strip. They go all the way around the island. You walk down, bro. You $3 for you big ass drink. They getting you drunk, fucked up. The whole shit just be. That shit wild, bro. That shit fun. That shit was dope. That shit was
sound like
dope.
Minnesota.
That shit was dope.
Except it's not an island.
You fucked up like that. That shit be dope, bro. Shit, yeah. That's a dope spot. You talking about party scene?
The party scene is Minnesota. Yeah, the party scene is the end of the video. So we want to make sure we do all your plug-ins, all your businesses, everything. Where can they find you on social media if you want that?
For Rivente, Golden Knots, the Dak Shack, Daycare, Lover's Little One, off 103rd. You need jury, hit up my little brother. Gold Bust Down on Instagram. Jet skis, Jaxjetskirentals on Instagram.
Okay, let's put the drinks up.
Yeah, okay, come serious stuff. Cause all we knew growing up was curlies.
Curlies!
Y'all got a jingle. Y'all got a jingle.
I'm so natural.
What is called?
What's that?
The name of the shop.
It's Albritten's jury, Devin Albritten's jury.
Let me look it up, cause let me add y'all right now. So I don't go
He
to
should
curlies.
go to Gold Bust Down.
So I don't go to curlies. I'm sorry, curlies. I gotta keep the money circulating.
They still open.
Yeah, curlies open. Curlies.
Stop saying that. That's all thing I know.
Y'all
Then he be cheesing.
Go bust down for the ad. Y'all can't see from here, but
Right, I'm supposed to say.
But nah, he raw for he be on.
might have to have him on.
All right, so that's it for tonight's
Yeah.
reflection. Yeah,